Coming in you. All right, AOA podcast. How about this? Last episode of the week.
Wow.
Huh?
Unbelievable.
One day we're not going to say of the week.
No, bite your tongue.
One day that's going to happen. Not today, but one day.
All right.
Frankie C is here. Big dog in the house.
Still got some technical difficulties, but I'm here.
It's fighting through it, which is what I love.
Yeah, I thought it would work, but it didn't work today. So we're waiting on an update.
Well, here's a Diddy update. There is a absolute 100%, 1 quadrillion percent confirmed sex tape. And
Gross.
it is causing a lot of problems. Speaking of causing a lot of problems, that Garth Brooks has finally been accused of the old essay by somebody.
Finally? You were waiting for it?
Well, there's a long theory about Garth Brooks. And
Really?
Yeah. Share that with everybody too. Plus, Dolly Parton she's the greatest American I think we've ever had, surpassing bite your tongue Donald Trump, George Washington, Martin Luther King Jr., you name it. If you add up all the great Americans we've ever had, they fall short of Dolly Parton. She's just spectacular.
She's amazing.
She is. Speaking of amazing, Melania stepping out from under Donald's shadow and contradicting him in the news. So we'll discuss that. There's one of these if you know you knows going around, and it's driving me crazy. So we're going to discuss that. And it is a game time episode. We have what I'm told, Frankie C, is a spicy blind top 5.
Exciting. Can't wait. We will be there. We'll be here for it.
Spicy. I was told it was spicy.
Yes.
Oh, very excited.
We'll see. We will see how spicy.
All right, before we get to exciting, let's get to gross. Sources are speaking out to plenty of media outlets right now that a male A-list celebrity is the subject of an alleged sex tape with Sean Diddy Combs. And the sources who are close to this A-list celebrity are saying the A-list celebrity is horrified that the footage is being shopped around to media outlets. 2 separate sources of this star's inner circle confirmed to the New York Post. One of the insiders said it's, quote, triggering. It feels like betrayal and a violation, and it's caused a lot of issues. It brings up some really disturbing and bad memories for the celebrity.
Wow.
What's interesting about this, Frank, is more than one person is trying to sell this tape, which shows a man who appears to be Combs having sex with the younger man who is the A-list celebrity that is unnamed. Both of their faces, though, are clearly visible in the footage.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, one of the other lawyers who has been, in the news and discussing these allegations and has been talking with, that she's representing a client. So we talked about her. I forget her name, but she brought up the fact that they've been shopping the story. They've been shopping the tape to her, and she confirmed that she turned it down. She didn't want anything involved with it. Now, people are probably going to be talking about the fact that why aren't we saying who this A-lister is, blah, 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 so on and so forth. It's a younger A-lister. So there's a lot of, even if it wasn't younger, there's still in the post Hulk Hogan Gawker situation, tons of legalities involved. And that's why nobody wants to buy this thing, because if they buy it, they're not exactly sure when it happened and when it took place. Like, if that's a younger person, if that turns out to be a person who is underage at the time, and you're publishing child, you can't, you can't do it. You're in a world full of trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really, really not good. So that's why nobody is touching it. Also, nobody is naming the celebrity. I've heard tons of speculation on who it could be from the obvious names. This is all speculation. Justin Bieber.
I'm surprised it hasn't, with the amount of people you're telling me that that it was shopped around to. It hasn't just leaked, just the information leaked.
Well, I am, clock's ticking, because how long really can everybody keep this quiet? I mean,
Right.
how long do you think the world can keep this
Isn't going to
quiet?
find out. Right.
Somebody's going to find some dick on TikTok who's got nothing to lose. See, the problem is Gawker could lose, $500 million to Hulk Hogan, because there's venture capitalists and there's business, there's money behind these things. If Timmy in San Jose is just like, oh, here it is, this is who it is, who's going to sue Timmy?
Right.
And then if Timmy winds up taking it down, and then people are reporting on what Timmy said, then that's how, it's going to make its way out, to your point. I don't know if is it ever going to get out? More like, when is it finally going to get out that this is the particular person?
If the information gets out, when all this is uncovered, like when the lawsuit moves forward and it's all, everything comes to light, more names are going to come up. It's going to be, I'm sure,
tons.
I'm sure this can't be the only video evidence that's out there. This guy apparently taped, I don't know, cameras everywhere, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if it's multi-angle, but it's definitely, again, from what I remember that lawyer saying, and I have the name somewhere, it'll come to me, Ariel Mitchell Kidd. There it is. Ariel Mitchell Kidd. She was on News Nation earlier in the week, and she was like, yeah, I've seen screenshots of it. It's clear to see who it is. So, jeez. How many people can really, keep a secret? And, this is true. No one ever expects Timmy in San Jose, but that's how they get you.
That's how it happens.
It's the quiet ones, like Timmy, you got to watch.
Yep. Timmy is not going to keep his mouth shut.
No, at least it's not Phil in Pittsburgh. We always pick on him for some reason. I don't know why we moved to Timmy this time.
You have a thing about Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is with you.
It's the worst place on the planet, and I'm including New Jersey in that comparison. Like, it's just in the middle of
race, though. It's a tight race.
It really is. It really is. And if without Bon Jovi and Springsteen, I think that's the only thing that really saved Jersey.
Yeah, The Sopranos, maybe.
Oh, so good point. You could have put that show anywhere, but yeah, it is in Jersey. Good point. The Sopranos saves it a little. Yeah.
Outside of that,
fuck do we name for? Name one great thing that came out of Pittsburgh. Name it.
Pittsburgh. Nope, can't do it.
Nobody can do it. Maybe you'll hear somebody go, I don't know, French fries and a sandwich. Okay, fine. But I don't see that taking over the nation,
What are you talking about? They did that?
Yeah, Primanti Brothers, I believe.
All right.
I think that was their thing. Somebody in the comments can check it. But I bring up everywhere in the planet has a Philly cheesesteak, right? Clearly we have a sandwich king of Pennsylvania, so we don't need your stupid sandwiches over in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Pittsburgh?
Never, and I'm never going to be. It's one of those things where if I call you and go, Frank, I'm in Pittsburgh, something's gone wrong.
There's a problem. you followed a series of events that led you to Pittsburgh, then you're in trouble and you need some help.
Oh yeah, big time. Right. Yeah. If you go to track my iPhone and it's in Pittsburgh, send help immediately. Call the authorities.
Okay.
But yeah, and then of course, Epstein comparisons up and down the board, right? But I want to say this: why I'm so much more confident. Do I think we're going to get Epstein names? Yes. Do I think it's going to come in a JFK unredacted released information like time frame? Like, yes, I think it's going to be 40, 50, 60 years for us to get Epstein names. I think we're going to have Diddy names by the end of next year for sure. We're going to have a whole bunch of celebrities. And I think we're going to have a whole bunch of those names before the end of this year too.
Man.
Because there's just far too many, names floating around there, including Ashton Kutcher, who, by the way, for everybody who was like, oh, Mila Kunis has already left him and all this and that jazz, there was paparazzi pictures of them like 2 days ago, like smiling and happy with each other. So
Right.
I don't know how true any of that stuff is, but in some of the footage from the white parties that has been leaking, a young Ashton Kutcher has been in a lot of those photographs. So,
Yikes.
this would be devastating. Nacho Fisho says Mr. Rogers was from Pittsburgh. Is that true?
If that's true, then you got to cut Pittsburgh some slack.
We're gonna have to.
Mr. Rogers is a national treasure.
National treasure.
So
I put Mr. Rogers up there with Dolly Parton, almost.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, but this sex tape is going to get out. So anyway, Bieber, Meek Mills, there's obviously been a lot of, things about there with Meek Mills, like it was another rapper and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, we're never going to see. Diddy is never going to walk free ever again.
No, that's got to be a fact.
It's done.
I mean, with all this stuff going on, absolutely. This is just what, week 2 or week, of this. This is much more is going to come flying out of this thing, and it's not going to be good for him.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It never
Bless your
gets
heart,
better.
mountaintops. Dude, last episode we talked about it. It's 120 civil lawsuits that they're ready to file against him.
Yeah.
After the criminal case. Man. I mean, 120. I don't even know if he'll live that long.
Yeah, I mean, this is he's gonna. I don't know how old he is at the moment, but he's gonna probably spend the rest of his life in jail.
Yeah.
If all this stuff gets, if by the end of this, all this is proven true and he's guilty, that's it. That's it for Diddy.
So I said that this is going to be the biggest cultural moment of the 2000s. I don't know if there's a bigger, pop culture moment, I should say. Obviously, the pandemic was a pretty big deal. But this is the biggest pop cultural moment. Somebody in the chat last episode goes, "Is this bigger than OJ?" And I said, "Well, do you want to know what I said before I ask you, or do you want to just answer?"
Oh, do you want me to answer?
I want to pose the question to you. I'm curious to what you think.
Good question. OJ. Well, it's two different cases because OJ, the two people got murdered. And then the big scandal, of course, was that he was set free. There aren't any murders that we know of yet. I don't know. It's tough. I mean, that was the trial of the century. This could be that.
Right. Like, is it going to be as big? And I don't know. I mean, it's got the potential, but I said no. I said OJ was so huge. I mean, I think it'll be up there and close, but
this could be the trial of this century. OJ was 94. That could be the trial of that century. So we might already hit this century's big trial in 2024. So
it really could have. The OJ thing, though, was it was just what were we, like 12?
Yeah. And
the grades in grammar school younger than us were discussing it on the playground. Like, it was just everywhere. It
was everywhere. I mean, the thing was, though, there wasn't social media back then,
right?
And there wasn't streaming, so a lot of the news, everything was focused. I mean, all the TV channels were focused on it, 24/7. We saw the trial live as it was happening,
right?
So that was, that pulled us in as well. If it happened today, I feel like it would be different coverage. Of course, it would be everywhere. Agreed. It would be everywhere, but would it be, I don't know, would it be as all encapsulating as it was in the 90s?
I agree with you. It wouldn't be as big if it was today. And I think because the other part of what you're saying too is it was the dawn of the cable news era, right?
Right. It would be huge. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's O.J. Simpson, it's murder. That would be a huge deal now. Of course. That's like if you pick any football player, popular or whoever, and then that happens, it would be a big deal. But for some reason back then it was because it wasn't a lot of other things like the Twitter or anything like that. We couldn't. There was that. That was it. You know,
That was it.
that was the focus.
Yeah. And
So,
and it was the dawn of 24-hour news. It was the dawn of cable. It was kind of the height of like celebrity magazines, right? There was just a million of them back then.
Right. Well, Sybil in the chat makes a good point. OJ, it was just him. This includes many famous peeps. Yeah, this is going to blow up into a huge thing. It's just a matter of time until everything comes out, and
yeah,
who knows who's going to be implicated and how many people, and
it's going to be huge. Can I tell you something? I'm looking forward for the first time in my life. I'm looking forward to the Thanksgiving and Christmas conversations in the family gatherings, just because of this. Just because of like, did you hear the latest thing? You know,
you think is that a Thanksgiving topic?
Oh yeah. Celebrity.
Oh yeah, whoever gets if a bunch of people get pulled into this as criminally responsible, then it's going to be that's going to be huge.
What do you mean? You don't usually talk about sexual assault at your family gatherings?
No, we save it for Christmas, not Thanksgiving. We try to,
My family usually gets to it after we discuss our bowel movements, which we discuss, frankly, at every gathering, no matter what it is.
Yeah, that's typical. That's normal.
Yeah, big time.
That makes sense.
Like, I feel like I'm starting to write lines, and one of my opening lines is going to be, I took a shit worse than P. Diddy yesterday, and it was just amazing. Like, I'm starting to build lines off of, how horrible Diddy is.
I got you. I was going to say, needs a little work.
I left a mud pie grainier than the Diddy sex tape.
Not bad. But that implies that you saw the sex tape. So,
good point. I didn't take part in any of that,
You got to get a team of writers. We'll work on it. Like a Saturday Night Live crew.
This is what I have so far. I have you, Jay Sabs, Aaron, Robin, and Bird. That's who I'm gonna reach out to first. That's a good writer's room, I feel.
All right, no cuddles?
No, I don't think she's not gonna want to take part in this.
Okay.
She's not gonna want any part of this.
So let me get this. We're writing for your jokes for Thanksgiving. Is that
yes. Yeah.
Got it.
It's a big opportunity.
Yeah, this is resume-worthy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get ready to pad the resume, kids. It's going to be big. So yeah, that's the Diddy sex tape. Not much else a part of that. We'll obviously update everybody when we have something new.
So they said it's just one celebrity confirmed in that tape?
One for now. Yeah.
For now. Okay.
Good question. I mean, I think we see at least, honestly, conservatively, 4 more, 3 more.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. The saying based off of how they said how wild these things were. Yeah, that's a good guess. Maybe half a dozen more.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Is there a rumor swirling around the AOA whole community that Cuddles is missing? Because that's hilarious if that's true.
Show us Cuddles. Where's Cuddles?
She hasn't been around in quite some time.
What's going on with Cuddles?
Yeah, I don't know.
She all right? Can you confirm that Cuddles is doing okay?
Yeah, no, she's fine. She's fine.
Right.
Well, I don't know if she's doing okay. She's suffering through PTA. What do you call it when you
PTA,
cut out a wall?
PTSD.
That's it.
She's suffering through a bunch of letters we can't even begin to give you.
Just half the alphabet she's suffering through at the moment.
Right. It's not easy.
Yeah. Every day at the end of the day, like we get the kids to bed and like we have that moment of like, and then she's like, okay, can you help me make this flyer? And I'm like, how many events do you have going on? How could there be
like the head of the PTA?
No, she's like the second person in charge.
Now, when you put your kid in school, do you have to be in the PTA, or can you be like, just I don't want to. No, you don't have to, right? She's volunteering for this.
Yeah.
All right, tell her to
Stop. Played that card already. She was just like, I can't. I'm doing it for the kids. I'm like, shit.
Oh boy. All right.
And I said to her, I go, you're doing far too much for the kids. And I'm like, I have to whisper this because they're still awake. Forget it. We'll just move on to the next show.
So Garth Brooks, huh?
I'm like, you're feeding them. It's too much. You got to stop.
Yeah. Take a vacation from this PTA stuff.
Yeah, and the kids and all the whole, I have needs too, I need to be stared at. I need to be, there's Thanksgiving jokes that need to be written.
This isn't enough for you to fill your stared at quota.
Yeah, I know. It really isn't. Frankie C, October is Stillbirth Awareness Month, and every October, of course, for born out of our good pal J Sabs, we raise some awareness and hopefully some money to go along with her goals, which is to spread the word on stillbirth incidents. Which, by the way, there are north of 21,000 annual in the United States still, and they are preventable. So if you look in the description for this episode, you'll see a link to the Star Legacy Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to reducing pregnancy loss and neonatal death and improving care for families who experience such tragedies. They are a community of families, health professionals, researchers, policymakers, and individuals dedicated to helping every pregnancy have a happy ending. We're raising funds in the name of J-Sab's first baby, Diana Hope. So if you can, have a couple extra shekels lying around, click the link in the description below and donate at least $5, $10, whatever you have. It would be much appreciated. We'll mention this every show in the month of October, as October is Stillbirth Awareness Month.
Very nice.
Garth Brooks. Okay. I feel like we've talked about this, and I feel like I've reminded you about this before.
About Garth Brooks?
Yeah, about Garth Brooks.
I don't remember talking about. Maybe I'm wrong, but my memory's shot, so I don't know if I remember. I don't remember off the top of my head Garth Brooks. If you showed me us talking about it, I go, okay, yeah, that brings some bells now. But in other words, I'm not. It's not that I don't believe you. I do. If you said we talked about it, but I don't remember.
I think if I showed you tape, you'd be like, that's AI. That's not even me. I think you would deny it to the end.
Count my fingers.
But the rumors, and this is all credit to Tom Segura, because he was the one who, made this happen, is somebody tracked Garth Brooks's tour, because he would just tour endlessly, like for 3-year tours, all this kinds of crazy stuff. But there was always like bodies, people missing coming out of his tours. Like they matched, like people missing here, people missing there, people gone missing, people assaulted, this and that, all this kind of stuff, all in line with the Garth Brooks tour. So there's like this long,
holy crap,
completely unfounded rumor by Tom Segura that he's been just like murdering people, that he's a serial killer and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my, can you imagine that would make a crazy like movie. Like a superstar goes around, travels the world because they're the superstar, they're touring, and that's how they get around, and that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I heard this, but this is nuts.
Christella backing me up. It's been a rumor for years. Or Garth is not a good person. There's been rumors for years. Neil remembers. And so now fast forward. On what was this, yesterday, October 3rd? Yeah, his former hairstylist and makeup artist accused him of rape, sexual assault, and sexual abuse in a lawsuit filed October 3rd. What was interesting is just prior to this lawsuit coming to light, and it was filed under like a Jane Doe. Actually, it was filed under Jane Roe, which I didn't really appreciate. Like, stick with Jane Doe. I don't think we need to change Jane Doe around, but whatever.
Where did Jane Roe come from? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where the Roe thing came from. Was that like a Roe v. Wade tie-in or something? I don't quite get it.
I don't get it either.
But yeah, what was interesting about it is just prior to that, a lawsuit was filed by a John Doe, which now we know is Garth Brooks, who is basically, it was like a pre-defamation, like he was trying to beat her to the punch, saying that it was like a defamation suit.
Right.
But yeah, this young lady, this plaintiff, Jane Roe, says that, let me see here, according to the court filing here, back in 2017, he groped her, raped her, made unwanted sexual remarks, undressed in her presence, and sent her sexually explicit text messages from 17 to 19. Roe, who first worked for Brooks's wife, Trisha Yearwood, beginning in 1999, claimed Brooks made repeated remarks about having threesomes with her and Yearwood. She alleged that Yearwood overheard the explicit comment on at least one occasion. Roe stopped working for Brooks and moved to Mississippi around May of 2021. Brooks denied the allegations in a statement saying, quote, "For the last 2 months, I have been hassled to no end with threats, lies, and tragic tales of what my future would be if I did not write a check for many millions of dollars. It has been like having a loaded gun waved in my face. Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, it means that I'm admitting to behavior I'm incapable of. Ugly acts no human should ever do to another." We filed a suit against this person nearly a month ago. Oh, sorry. So it was a month before. Nearly a month ago to speak out against extortion and defamation of character. We filed it anonymously for the sake of families on both sides. I trust the system. The statement concludes, I do not fear the truth. I am not the man they have painted me to be.
Huh.
But, and what's interesting about Tom Segura is like he has like played clips. Like if you go on YouTube and Google Tom Segura, Garth Brooks, do it. It'll be a fun little gag. Not now. Don't abandon the show just yet. In fact, hit the share button if we haven't just yet.
I'm going to look. See you later.
We lost Frank. You'll see him play like these clips of Garth Brooks, and he's like really kind of creepy, really bizarre, you know.
Huh.
Just a little. I've seen like creepy stuff. Now there is no evidence, and let me put Paul's comment up here. Garth is a great guy. He tours red counties. Go figure. I don't know what that means. Oh, like Republican counties? Well, anyway, there's no evidence of any of this. But like, if you look at him and his whole alter ego thing, I see a couple of people mentioning that in the chat here. It is a little, he's a weird guy. I think he's just a weird guy. You know, like yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if none of this is true. I also wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this was true.
Yeah. I mean, she said that there were text messages too. So if she kept them or if she has them somewhere or whatever, there's evidence there, but maybe she, can't blame someone for getting rid of it if she deleted them or whatever.
Most people keep that shit. That's the great equalizer. I mean, if you are harassing somebody or cheating on your significant other and you're doing it via text, you deserve every bit to get caught because you're an idiot.
Absolutely.
If
you're doing that, you deserve to get caught regardless.
Right. But it's just like you're just putting a timestamp and evidence on the fact that it's you,
Right.
So we'll see what happens with Garth Brooks. I don't know. This is with all the weirdness in the Tom Segura rumors, this is the first time anybody has ever accused him in a lawsuit. And that's the other interesting part about this too. I don't know why it's a civil lawsuit versus go to the cops and get a criminal charge against him. Are we to assume that she did go to the cops and there wasn't enough there? Is she bypassing that just to get to the lawsuit? There's a lot of gray area there. Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah. Why isn't it a criminal case?
Right. Because it should be. If this is, if this is true, not Absolutely. To say that she should have went at the beginning, because again, I know it's a difficult thing for a victim, but whenever you do wind up going, 17, that's what? Oh God, 7 years ago. I know that might be out of the realm of the statute of limitations, but most states now have extended all that stuff to be like, hey, we'll listen to these stories far beyond what we used to put time limits on,
Yeah.
So Look at Bird. I'm kind of convinced anyone famous is a weird motherfucker and work for Illuminati and probably Satan too. Well, it feels like it these days, doesn't it?
It seems like everybody, it's that. What's that line? You live long enough to see yourself become the villain or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That line from Batman.
I was gonna say it's a good podcast episode where we can drop a comic book movie quote.
I learned most of my lessons from comic books and Simpsons.
With great power comes great responsibility.
A lot of people attribute that to Spider-Man and Uncle Ben.
But tell the people.
Teen Wolf.
Yep.
Watch the movie Teen Wolf. His dad says it first. This was what, the 80s, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Michael J. Fox's dad in Teen Wolf says, with great power comes great responsibility, and he didn't get any credit for that.
None whatsoever. It's very, very sad. Boof. Yeah. Remember Boof?
Of course, Boof. And that T-shirt, what's up, Dick Nose? His friend was wearing that. That was a great T-shirt.
That is a good T-shirt. Dolly Parton is at it again. She is contributing a significant chunk of money to the Hurricane Helene victims. She was at a press conference earlier today. I'm not going to steal her thunder. I'll play the clip for you, Frankie C. But as she's talking about how much she's given away, she gets up on the stage to start to address the crowd. And of course, she can't help it. She starts singing.
Everything going on, trying to figure out all the best ways to do this, because then we had that crazy old Helen, you came in here and broke us all apart.
So how cute is that?
Well, that's something. What does she donate? Does she donate millions? I'm sure.
So she turns around and goes, I'm going to donate $1 million of my own personal money. And that's pretty incredible. But then she said, because I guess she's got a bunch of, I guess Dollywood and all her companies have grown so large that now that has spawned a foundation. And so the foundation has scrounged up $1 million to give. So you're looking at somebody who's responsible basically for $2 million going straight to Hurricane Helene relief.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
She's awesome.
And this is coming off the fact that she helped finance one of the vaccines back at the pandemic.
That sounds right.
She's spreading happiness and joy with her little Dollywood theme park and her friggin' songs and everything. I mean, she's a treasure.
Where did she come up with having a Dollywood theme? That's just no other celebrity has their own theme park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Isn't that's something? I mean, it was and it's still I don't know how long it's been around, but it's still going and everybody loves it.
Dude, not only is it still going, if she's in town, she parades through once a day.
That's awesome.
Like once a day, they put her on this little Cinderella thing. Yeah. And she just fucking just makes her way down the road.
If I had my own theme park, I'd stop by every now and then. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. I mean, and it's also cool to be like, shit, we're too far from Disney. Let's build a fucking thing right here, So all the crazy rednecks that can't travel all the way to Disney World will still have a place to have fun.
Dude, I'd love to go to Dollywood one day.
Yeah, me too. They say there's some good coasters over there.
That would be cool.
That would be really nice. But here's the other thing that kind of enrages me. I mean, I don't know what she's worth. Clearly, it's a lot. But it starts to get me upset with the Bill Gateses and all these. Like, where the fuck are you people?
Absolutely. This fucking Elon Musk is set to become, in a few years, like 5 or 6 years or something, the world's first trillionaire.
Yeah.
That's what they said. I don't know what year that will be. 5 years, 10 years, something like that. But it's like you could take literally a fraction of a percent of your money, and you could solve world hunger, or you could solve hunger and homelessness or whatever. Take a major problem, and you could just, you know what I mean? Like hunger in America would probably not be a problem anymore if he's worth $200 and something billion right now.
Right.
You take $1 billion, and you could probably, for a while, take care of hunger in the United States.
Mm.
You know, there's just a lot of things that they could be doing with their money. Like, what is this one person doing with $200 and something billion, money they'll never be able to spend?
No.
He's busy going to Mars. It's like, we'll get there. Relax, slow down. We'll get to Mars.
How about he's busy fucking up Twitter? I mean, he has,
that too.
Dude. Well, you were on he screwed up Twitter the day he bought it.
Yeah.
I feel like I gave him a big opportunity, and I got mad at him the other couple episodes ago. We talked about it, but the last couple of times I'm on Twitter, it is unbearable at this point. It's so bad. It's the same shit over and over again, and my feed has just become so awful. You know, it's like you look at my feed on other things. It's like hockey, drummers, you know, pop culture stuff. It's like a little bit of politics. It's so well balanced all around, you know, on Twitter now. And I don't know if it's just because we're in an election year, but it's just one shitty story after another, and one thing after another, just vitriol and negativity and just fucking flat out awfulness. And I'm like, so it got so bad. Obviously, doing this show, we have to follow newsworthy topics. He's a news maker, so I follow him on Twitter. I'm very serious about all the people that I follow, that I make sure these people, you know, turn the needle. We got to keep an eye on them. I unfollowed him a couple of days ago because I just couldn't take it anymore.
He really is insufferable.
It's insufferable. It's insufferable.
He's so insufferable.
It's all the sufferables, because he has lost touch with everything, and is just so, you know, and again, if you're in that position, I don't know. I feel like you could be the person who saves those places. You can't be the person who participates in it so fucking much.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's bad.
But it's like, where else do you go? You know?
Truth Social?
Give me a break. Truth Social. Or what's the other one? Threads? Fuck off. I can't. Facebook and Instagram keep trying to here, this is happening on Threads. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't want to be on Threads.
I stick to Facebook and Instagram. Twitter I go on occasionally, but it's you're right. It's bad over there. But those are my three: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's it.
According to The Guardian, use of Twitter in the U.S. has slumped by more than a fifth since Elon bought the site and rebranded it to X, according to data from app monitoring company Sensor Tower. As of February of this year, the app usage has fallen 23% since November of 2022, after Musk officially took over.
Right.
Fucking stinks.
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's just not good. And I still use it to go to to see what's trending and what's happening. But even that is so late. I don't understand how they build the trending list now, because you'll have one thing and it'll have 400,000 tweets, and then the thing right under it trending second has 1,200 tweets. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get how they pick what's first, second, third. It doesn't make any sense. You there?
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense at all to me. I really don't get it. Just switching gears over to Melania. She's got a book coming out, so we're hearing from her for the first time in quite a long time. And what's interesting about this is she is coming out and speaking in direct, what's the word I'm looking for? Conflict?
I love how we just shit all over Twitter, and now we're on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, this is where she released it. You know, gotta go where the stuff is.
Right.
But anyway, here, I'll take a listen to what she has to say. She's got the book coming out. She's touching on her feelings on abortion and female rights.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, There is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
What does my body, my choice really mean?
Yeah, she should have a sit down with her husband.
So when I heard I forget when this first surfaced, like yesterday afternoon, morning, or whatever it was, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's not going to like this." And he came out quickly with a statement, and it was supportive, and it was like he said, well, according to him, he said that he encouraged her to voice her feelings, even though it was, in direct conflict with what he's been doing out there. But I'm like, there's no way he likes this. There's no way his campaign likes this. Like, it's just a bad look.
Yeah, I mean, the former first lady, his, be on a very left side of the conversation in this one issue, and he being responsible for killing Roe v. Wade. I mean, it's like two polar opposite things, and they're running, they're butting heads with each other. So I don't see how they could, get. It's just a weird dynamic.
And he's acting like it's okay if husbands and wives don't agree on things. And yeah, okay, there's some truth to that. But at the same, fucking Christine Colson goes, "Is that AI?" That's so fucking funny. You know what's interesting about Melania, though? I have to say, she reminds me of who's the one who had the Adams. Who's the
what?
From the Addams Family? Who was the mom's?
Morticia?
Morticia. You know how Morticia always had lighting on like her eyes, like here? Like she's got the half, she's like one side of her face is completely dark. And the other side is, and that's intentional because they do that with, they'll block lighting so that it only pops on one side of the face, so she clearly, like whoever clearly approved that look. I'm just like, that's a pretty intense shadow for like a piece like this.
Yeah, no, it's a weird lighting, but
she's gonna get. I'm sorry to cut you off. They're gonna get, like, how does Trump not get hit? If you're Kamala Harris's campaign, and again, I'd want to run a positive campaign, but if I'm in Kamala Harris's campaign, I'm gonna go.
Donald Trump's own wife opposes his biggest thing that he did.
Right. Hey, the former first lady, my opponent's wife, is on my side on this issue. Are you?
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know. They're spending a ton of money over there at that Harris campaign. And I don't know how they don't hit him all over the face with this kind of a thing. There's no retort. There's no response other than she feels the way she feels, and that's her own thing. Okay, yeah, true. But campaigns are, you can't have the vice president out there saying something different and opposing it, and his wife saying something different, and RFK, who endorsed him, out there saying some it's just like it's nuts.
Yeah, it doesn't line up. It's a weird difference that it's a huge issue. I mean, especially since it would be one thing if he had nothing to do with Roe v. Wade and the whole thing and the Supreme Court, but he's the guy that did it. It's like, and your wife directly is very pro-choice. So it's like, it's very contradictory and weird.
Very weird. I'm telling you, I think this hurts him quite a bit. And I think this is all, I've been on this train the last few episodes. I think he's slipping, and it's slipping bad. And I think
good.
The polls are close, and they'll remain there. I think we're going to start to see a gap widening, and I think Trump fans know it. And I think they're starting to, quiet down a bit. And I just think this is going to be, I'm not going to say landslide. I'm not going to go that far, but it's starting to have the potential to be not entirely all that close. Like, we might know Kamala won by the end of the night.
I'm astonished it's even this close, to be perfectly honest. I mean, and you know that. I've not been shy about that.
Yeah.
How it's been like just all the shit on his side that has happened, and the handful of stuff you could point to that's questionable on the other side. It's like between the two candidates, you have a shit show versus Kamala Harris. It's like, yeah, no candidate's perfect, but I'm not going to go down this road again. But it's just a very mind-boggling thing that this is even close.
Have you seen the Stop the Steal documentary on Max?
No.
Go watch it. It's good.
Do I have to?
You don't have to. No, you don't. You don't have to torture yourself. You're not going to learn anything new. I actually learned a couple of new things, just two or three things. But it was to hear it from the people who were there as it was happening, in the room with Trump as it was happening, was really interesting and chilling to kind of see.
Well, did you see it was yesterday or the day before or something? There was like 160 something page document release from Jack Smith about January 6th and the trial and everything, about how he did nothing, about how he was saying that if you lose, you still got to fight like hell. And someone came in and told him about the whole thing with Mike Pence, and he said so. And it was like, there's so many damning things in this and the paperwork about that day. It's crazy.
That's the thing. I think Mike Pence has the potential to completely put him away, and I think if called upon, he will. I think he will. Paul is saying he called that Trump would never be POTUS again a year ago. He did. I don't know though. If we don't have a Biden getting out, I don't know. I don't know if we're making the same call. Like if Biden doesn't get out of the race, I don't know if.
What are you talking about?
He said he called it a year ago, but I'm saying.
Oh! I was like, Biden's out. What are you talking about?
I'm saying if Biden doesn't get out of the race and Harris comes in, I don't know. But,
well, a year ago, Biden, was the guy. But then the debate happened, and it was like, what the hell are we doing? So we, that was that.
Yeah. Now there's that story out there too that Harris's husband slapped some woman. And did you hear this?
No.
There's a story out there. The first or second gentleman, I don't even know his name. William M. Butler, we'll call him. What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay. That he slapped some woman in a car because they were both drinking. And Doug Himmelhopper. Yeah.
Doug Emhoff.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Doug Emhoff, I believe.
Emhoff or Hemhoff?
I think it's Emhoff.
Emhoff. You know who's good? Hasselhoff. I miss that guy.
Right?
Doug Hasselhoff would be a great name.
What happened to him?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm not even confident he's alive. Is Hasselhoff alive or did he die?
Hasselhoff, he's alive.
He is? Okay. Fucking drunk cheeseburger on the floor. Hasselhoff might have been America's shining moment. Anyway, they're saying Emhoff, Doug, slapped some woman like, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, or 2012, while on a date or something like that. I don't know. There's a big report out there on that now. So, I don't know.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's going to reach the Democratic people. And I don't even know if the Democrats are going to care. Even if he came out and went, yeah, I slapped the shit out of her. Like, is that even going to make a difference at this point anymore? I don't think it will. And by the way, I also don't think he would have. Not to be a defender of him, but he is the biggest liberal pussy he is such an effeminate. Frank is more man than Frank looks like Chuck Norris next to the second gentleman. He is such a pussy, that guy. Like right? He's just so delicate and like, oh, we went to the thing. And, he's so nerdy and liberally and just awful. I can't imagine him slapping.
Where did you hear about this?
No, it's a story. It's a story. It's being, I think let me see here. Doug Emhoff. You're right. It's Doug Emhoff. All right. Allegations. What we know and what we don't know. Newsweek won't lie to us, right? Doug Emhoff has been accused of slapping a former girlfriend more than a decade ago, according to DailyMail.com. They were the first ones to have it. DailyMail.com. Emhoff has denied the allegations. He allegedly struck the woman in the face while waiting in a valet line after an event during the Cannes Film Festival in France in May of 2012. Three unnamed friends told the outlet. The outlet has a right-wing bias, according to all sides. I guess I had to mention that. The woman had been dating Emhoff for 3 months at the time and alleged assault. The outlet reported after connecting on dating site Match.com. A spokesperson for Emhoff told Semaphore in a statement the report is untrue. Any suggestion he would have, I don't know. I mean, if this woman is around, I guess we'll hear from her. He just doesn't look like the type of a guy. He looks like the type of a guy that would be abused by a woman. I think he could be the victim of domestic violence. I don't think he could be the perpetrator of it.
Yeah, I don't know much about the guy, but I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like if I walked into a room with him, I feel like I'd have to apologize and be like, "Are you okay? I came in here pretty strong, and I feel like you're just wincing in the corner."
That's funny.
Just to confirm for Robin, because we are big news here, Frankie C. Not Jack Emhoff or Mehoff.
Right, not Jack Mehoff. Right.
Yeah. It's important. You got to clarify those things. That's important.
Of course.
Moving off of Melania, which Donald did a long time ago. What? Burn?
Oh,
there's this woman on TikTok. It doesn't even matter. It could have been anybody. And she put this video out, and it's driving me absolutely crazy, Frank. This is the if you know, you know thing. People write that. Okay. So, which is fine. I see that kind of stuff all the time. And TikTok is really, really good at doing this, where they'll drop you a video and it'll be like, oh, okay. And then like 6 or 7 videos later, there's another thing about the same thing. And then the next day, suddenly you get like 5 videos. You're like, well, this must be a big deal, And this is the latest one. So here, I'll play the clip for you of this young lady. This is Curvy Mama 15.
Okay.
Do you think the first 14 numbers were taken and that's why she settled on 15? Or is that like her birthday or something?
You think there are 14 other curvy mamas out there?
I wonder. At least it's not Curvy Mama 2, 3, 4, 9, 6, 24, 9er.
That's a scam.
Yeah, don't believe that. But here, I'll play the clip for you. Here's this clip.
Okay, so if you know, you know, but I had to go to Party City earlier today to get like some candles, balloons, some things I needed for a party. And then I saw this. Do you think the man at the register knew what this is for? Or did he just think it was a Halloween mask? Okay.
What?
Yeah. So okay. So I've seen this now come up in my feed for the last couple of days. People talking about the if you know, you know, ghost face thing.
Why is that an if you know, you know thing? I mean, the last Scream movie just came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I don't know. And I usually when you get these things, you could go to the comments or it'll suggest like a search thing on the bottom and you can get an answer to it. But I bring this to the show because this, I feel like I have not been able to confirm. I still don't know what the fuck it is. And like, I'm worried that it's like, does she just put it on and have sex with the mask on? Like, is that it? Because that's not a thing.
What?
Like, what's the big deal with that? Like, I feel like when it gets so big, when I go into when I can't figure it out, I feel like, oh, this must be so big. This must be so crazy.
So you're thinking that it has something to do outside of the movie itself.
Yes.
It's something, but I can't. But yeah, I don't know what the hell. As soon as she showed it, I was like, all right, the Scream movies. I thought maybe she ran into like the person behind the counter was too young to know the Scream movies. But
no.
Okay, so there's reason.
Yeah, because it's always a woman, attractive woman. By the way, do you think she sat there and went, how much titty should I show? How much fucking cleavage can I get into this?
I don't know. I do that when I go on this show. But how much should I show here?
Yeah. So anyway, but it's always like a female and they're always holding the mask and they're like, if you know, you know, and they wink at the camera and I'm like, yeah.
What kind of masks? Is it always a Halloween style?
It's always the ghost face.
Always the ghost face mask.
Mm-hmm. Always.
I don't get it. Do people say in the comments?
No, so I've been looking in the comments and some people are like, oh, it's sex or it's this or it's that. And I'm like, I don't get the sex thing. Is it they just put it on and have sex with the thing on? Is that a thing? I don't think that's a big deal.
That's not people wear masks. That's a thing, I guess. But why? I don't understand why it's the ghost face thing. Why is it a ghost face mask?
I don't know. Lindarella says it's a thing, and I bet you Lindarella doesn't even know.
Well, because usually mask is a thing, but why is the ghost face mask a thing?
Oh yeah, why that mask? Yeah. And I'm not even saying it's a sex thing. I'm just assuming, like, what else could it be?
I mean, was there something recently about the mask, or?
Oh, Lindarella might be right. It might be Mike Myers too. I think I might have seen one of these with Mike Myers.
The same kind of thing.
Hurtful, but funny.
Jeez. But it doesn't make any sense.
Look at Auntie Annie's burn. She should have bought a bra instead. All right. Let's take it easy on this poor curvy mama, 1496. Robin goes, J Sab's got to know. I know, but she's not answering my calls anymore at the moment.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to be told what's your favorite scary movie.
Yeah, but funny. Paul says slasher fetish. Is that it? Is it like the horror, like chase and kill kind of thing?
Maybe, but there's nothing. There are no clues for that. Like it could be anything. It could literally be like this is open to everybody's maybe that's it. It's like an and like a Mad Libs. Like if you know Mad Libs. Like here's a ghost face, and it's like fill in your own blank kind of thing.
Yeah,
because otherwise there's nothing around that I could think of that would point to anything else. I would just assume associate them with movies. I don't understand what the other connection would be.
I have no idea. I really don't know. And like I said, usually 5 minutes, maybe 10. There have been times where I have looked for the answer to these kinds of things and haven't found it for a couple of days. It's either because I just don't care, or I'll look and I'll get distracted or whatever, and I've had to come back to it. But it's almost always something sexual, and just it's like okay, whatever,
there's got to be like a root video, maybe like that everybody's jumping off of with this.
Right?
Maybe there's a video out there that went viral, and now this curvy mama just went off of that and was like, So that's my guess, but I wouldn't have gotten that from her video.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if Aaron C knows. Aaron C, do you know? Are you in the know? If you know.
From the light research I did, it's this stupid joke that just took over. Basically, there's this thing called book talk where people discuss books, and they discuss ironically spicy books, and this joke started to be like, text your husband, bring home a scream mask, like I have an idea, like for like tonight, and then they just let the husband go with it, like, wait, what, what are you talking about, well, what do you think? And then, but again, it's something that with not a lot of substance is apparently taken over, and now the joke is, if you know, not the actual.
So we're on the second leg of the tour now.
Yes,
we're on it's okay.
Now it's just people who just want to be part of this thing. Just say, if you know, you know.
Right. The joke was make him think it's a sexual thing. He goes and buys it or whatever. Now we're actually doing it. Okay. All right.
There you go.
Okay. I like that there was a first part of it. I like the evolution, but still it's kind of weak overall. I don't know. Okay. Whatever you're into is fine. If Cuddles walked in buck naked with that mask on, I would be hilarious. I'd be hysterical laughing. I couldn't have sex with her. We're in a fucking stupid.
What if she tossed you the Michael Myers mask?
Oh, I would just be. I don't know. I don't even know. That's too much to think about. It's just too much to think about. Well, Aaron, thank you for bringing some knowledge to the podcast. Finally, for Christ's sake, for once, this show actually spread some knowledge to people, and you're responsible. So thank you for that.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
So
speaking of spicy,
yeah.
So last week I said we were taking a break from the Zodiac theme blind top 5, but I am hoping you'll forgive me if I go back on my word to revisit this subject if it's a little spicy. Actually, a lot
Totally.
spicy. The spiciest
Okay.
we've ever gone here at Anthony on Air for blind top 5s or games.
Wow.
Join me if you dare for what each Zodiac sign likes in bed. We're dealing in generalities. There are 12. If you tend to like something, put it higher. If it's not your thing, put it lower. None of these are scream masks. After we're done, we'll match the sign to the proclivity. Feel free not to share in the chat if this one is too personal, but remember, fortune favors the brave.
What
So,
fortune here?
Oh.
no, I mean, like, try to be brave. It'll be fun. But if you don't want to, I understand.
I like it. Oh, I get it, because we're going to have to put where we like these things. Okay.
Yes.
Hence, the game we've been playing forever.
Sorry. I don't know why that took me a second. That was embarrassing. Okay. All right. So you're going to get a lot of honesty out of your old pal Ann. I'll tell you that. I don't give a shit. I'll tell everybody anything. Are Blazers on here? God, I hope so.
I
Where's
wish.
Cuck Chair?
Where's Cuck Chair? Frank, I noticed you're not giving up number 3. Yeah, it's because I'm saving it for Cuck Chair. I know it's coming.
Yeah,
I know it's
fingers crossed.
All right, here we go. Aaron C., the number 1.
Okay. So the first one is straight shooter, to the point, don't need seduction, wine, or the perfect place.
Hmm.
Let's see, where do I put this? All right, so 1 if that's you, 12 if it's not you. Straight shooter, don't need, what was it? Don't need
Seduction, wine, or the perfect place. You just get right to it.
Okay,
Got
I'll go with, well, Frank's thinking 3.
Wow, that's where I'm going. I literally am writing it in right now.
Is that right? Because it's
Yeah.
it's very high on the list, but it's too early. This is the first one we've got, and there's 11 more. You can't take up
Right.
that. It's too early in the game.
Exactly. And straightforward is always it's a crowd pleaser. And 1 and 2, you got to leave open just for, don't get errand.
You're right. Okay, now I'm going to judge the people that are putting this way too high, like Bird and Aussie Annie, who both put it at 11. Aussie Annie says, need wine. That's a requirement. See, this is, okay, a parent, this is a very parent thing. Like you get into a mode where you're like, I mean, it's almost like you're in the huddle calling plays. It's like, do we have time for a long session? Are the kids going to get up soon? Like, what are we facing? What's the defense look like? And then you get in there and you make a call and you go with it. You make it happen.
Can you call an audible?
You can't, believe me. I do all the time, and she's very disappointed.
Okay. Normally it's just a blitz.
Yeah. She's like, the play clock ran out. She's just like, this is disappointing. So anyway, but this is an important, you have to have this in the repertoire. It's good to be good at this, to be able to just get it done quickly at times. Is it as good as the other times? No, of course not. But it's an important part of the overall thing to be able to just get in there and get the job done, and even people without kids. I mean, I would imagine sneaking away at a party or a family gathering or whatever, or.
How many times we've done it by your house, Aunt? It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's really, well, I meant to tell you, my neighbor had a couple of complaints, but other than that, yeah, I think it's okay. All right, so that's my thing there, and during my discussion, Aussie Annie knocked it back to 12.
Wow,
Aussie
Annie has 11 other things.
Yeah,
that are more her speed than straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So apparently Raven pulled a Frank and needed to find a pen. So I'm going to say it again for her. The first one is straight shooter, to the point, don't need seduction, wine, or the perfect place. You just like to get to the main event. Okay. That was the first one. The second one is likes to incorporate all the senses. Burn incense for smell, keep the lights on for sight, have the music that gets you going for sound, and maybe even incorporate some tasty things.
Ooh.
Do you like to incorporate the senses? Or are you lights off, no music, and absolutely no food?
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to admit far too much than I should. I think lights off is actually a bit more exciting. I mean, I could see both, but anyway, my point on this one and why I'm going to need a photo replay here. I got to go to the booth upstairs. I like all those things except for food. I find it to be so disgusting to incorporate food.
You know, like a Big Mac and fries while
A pastrami sandwich in the drawer.
Yeah. That's a pastrami, baby. All in the chat goes hawk to it.
And he followed up with edible panties. Yeah.
See, I put senses at 2.
Wow, that's high.
Yeah, that's high. I like, you know, to I don't know, get everything else, the lights on, I'm in for 2. I could see that being. I don't. You're right though with the food. Not a big food incorporator.
No, chocolate.
Which is why it's not 1.
Yeah, I don't. It's mess. That's the other thing too. You know, I'm lazy, so anything that's going to cause a cleanup afterwards, forget it. Forget it.
JSAB's had a party where you could buy toys. You know, I don't think Cuddles was there, but there was a contest and I won, and I got this candle that the wax won't burn you. Like if you tip the candle wax onto somebody, it won't burn. And I just remember we used it like in a blackout, and I was like, "Oh, this wax doesn't burn." Like we didn't use it in sex at all.
That's funny.
That is funny. All right, I put senses at 9, so that's where I landed. Yeah.
You don't like to use your senses.
It's the food. It's the food that turns it off for me for the whole lot of it. I can't.
I could see that. Okay.
I like music and incense sounds nice. I've never done that though. I mean, maybe
you don't like a nice bowl of soup at the side of the bed.
No.
Okay.
No, I do like a nice sandwich waiting for me at the end of it, or a slice of pizza or something that I could throw in the old, toaster.
That's nice.
Food afterwards, very much, yes. During, no, I don't need that.
All right.
Okay, next up is lots of imagination, fantasies that you are somewhere else, another time period, hell, even different people.
Not my, not big into that. I don't think. I go at, I'd say 10 or 11. I'll go 10 just because I don't want to go crazy and put it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say 10.
What is it? What are we calling this? Fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put it at 8 because here's my thing. I'm not opposed to it. We joke about it a lot, Cuddles and I, because it's a big storyline in Modern Family. Philadelphia and his wife, they always pretend that they're other people. They go to the hotel, do the whole shtick. But we never, that's a lot of work. That's another thing. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Give Anthony the laziest thing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. And it's not just costumes and everything, but I mean, we got to set up a backstory. I need character development. It can't just be, pizza.
I'm the type of person that's going to sit there and poke holes in the story. And like, wait, you just said that you were this person. I can't. See,
right.
The whole thing is flawed.
Right. And spoiler alert, my wife is going to be like MILF in need of help in every scenario. So what's the fucking difference? It's not, it's stupid.
But now she's blonde MILF in help. That needs help.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Good work.
Yeah. This one's spread around from 3 to 6 to 5, 10, 7, and 11. All right, Aaron, on to the 4th entry.
Where did you put fantasy?
Oh, 8. Sorry, I thought I said that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next up is like the tried and true. You know what you like and are not really about experimentation.
Don't you like? I'm going to go in the middle here. I'm going to go 6 because I'm not, I like the certain things, but I'm open to ideas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So So what am I putting down? Tried, true. But wait, what was this again? Say it again, hon.
Like the tried and true, you know what you like and are not really about experimentation. Basically the greatest hits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. So I'm not. Yeah, I like tried and true, but I also, I'm open-minded.
Paul
All
says,
right.
"And speaking of wife, where is she?" Will's got this at 5, Robin 10, Neil 8, Aussie Annie 4. Aaron, you were worried that people wouldn't be forthcoming. I think we've got more answers to these than
People are sharing, man. I tell you.
yeah. I've got that at number 7 because I'm gonna be honest with you, Cuddles has thrown in some surprises over the years.
Yeah, girl.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, there's been some things where I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cuck chair.
That's great.
Not
That
cuck
is
chair,
great.
no, not cuck chair, and I can't backdoor. I just can't. I can't involve mine. And there's been an incident. There's been some incidents. Well, there's been an incident.
I don't want to know about.
We
your
promise not
incident.
to talk about it. No, believe me, I'm on the right side of it. And this isn't an anti-gay thing. This is, your old pal Ant's been eating Italian food, cheese, and lactose intolerant for the last 30 years. Thing.
So the
Okay.
next one
Next one.
is
Was that too big of a share? Is that too much?
no, I just thought maybe I'd save you a little bit.
Yeah, you're tap dancing on the line, pal.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, we already talked about at the beginning of the show. My family talks about bowel movements all the time. It's not a healthy
but
digestive
that's
tract.
bowel movements. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I'm open to the experiment. There is one big knock on the list. Obviously, there's one non-starter, but at the same time, who doesn't love the greatest hits? That's why they're the greatest hits.
That's a good point.
They're
not the mediocre hits.
Yeah, like it's great. All at the same time, you got to kind of like spice it up and change it up. So it's like those are always great too. But when you have like the what did Monica say? 6, 7, 2, 4. Yeah, like when you hit the order the right way. I mean, that's kind of it's like when your favorite band closes with your favorite song. There's nothing better.
All right,
that's it. That's all I got to say about that.
Very good.
All right.
Thank
Next
you.
one.
And the next one, we're going to swing the pendulum. This is the opposite. Like to try what you read or saw in a movie, anything new. Not really the greatest hits. Every night is something, like you really like to try things that you were inspired by.
Yeah, no, effort. That sounds like a lot of effort. I'm going to put that at 12. I'm just going to write effort at number 12.
I'll put that at 9 because I'm open-minded, but you're right. The effort, there's a lot going on there.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Effort.
Sorry.
What's wrong?
No, just someone was listing things that came from Pittsburgh, and I thought it was things that they incorporated. And they were like Amelia Earhart and damn.
Banana Split and Mr. Rogers. Oh God.
Oh, I think Rennie's maybe watching the beginning of the show.
That's funny.
I think she's answering what's good that came from Pittsburgh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Bird, I want to get you introduced formally and in person to Will, because you both put that at number 2 at almost the exact same time. So it seems like you two would find each other pretty welcoming. It's too. By the way, I also think I'm starting to believe this rumor that's floating around that I'm actually just starting right now. Bird and I are complete polar opposites, like in every sense of the like from weight class to just every bit of it. Like we're just always on the opposite end of the spectrum. I feel.
Funny.
Robin's got it at 5, Neil at 3, Mountaintops at 3 as well. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so the next one is anywhere but the bed.
Anywhere but the bed. The location is a big. What?
Venue switch. Yeah.
Venue switch. I don't know. I like the bed, but I think I'll go 8 with that one.
Really?
Anywhere, because bed is preferred, but you know, I'm not going to name places, but bed is number one. But I don't mind. You know, other places are okay too.
More so than the closet in my house.
Well, that's kind of played out by now.
It's been overused.
Overused, yeah. It's a hot spot.
All right, I'm going to lump Will in with Bird, and we might be polar opposites. I mean, Will looks like a fit gentleman as well, so that's going to hold true on several fronts. He puts it at 10. I put it at 2.
2. So you're at anywhere but the bed person?
Oh boy, when you put it that way, that's not the way I intended it.
The only way. That's the exact way it was put.
But I kind of interpreted it as, are you open to it? Would you like, because I feel, here's how I put it. And I don't want to go too deep into this because I feel like the reveal is going to be coming up in another one of these numbers, and I'll say it then. But I feel like when you change the venue, it adds a level. It's a new thing. It's like maybe not a planned thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, or not expected, if you will.
I think you'd think it too hard on this. I think it's just
okay.
Bed or not bed.
All right, maybe I misinterpreted, but I'm going to stick with 2 because I feel like in a list of what we like and don't like, if you proposing a venue switch, then I'm saying, yeah, I'm going to put that high on the list. Not that I do it or get to do it often, but like I think about too, like hotel sex over your house sex.
Well, that's a bed. Maybe.
Well, sometimes it's a cuck chair, big man.
I hear you. Well, the cuck chair is not what that's for.
I know.
The cuck chair is observing. That's all.
You know what's sad about the cuck chair? I used to never, ever sit on that because I just thought people fucked on that chair. But traveling with the family now, like you'll just take any spot that's not being jumped on and has a crayons all over, So I just go sit in that chair all the time now,
Oh man, yeah. I feel like that chair needs to be shampooed after every visit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not though.
All right, Aaron, we're moving along here. We're 6 halfway through. Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Okay, this one is seduction and foreplay are a must.
Oh.
Oh. I might regret not putting this at number 1. I'm going to put it at 4. Foreplay at 4.
Wow, that's where I'm putting it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Seduction / foreplay.
Right.
Yeah, it's not 100% of the time, but it's nice. Good stuff.
It's great. Who does you got to take me on a journey,
Tell me a story.
Yeah.
Paint a picture.
Let's do the whole thing. Like I don't want to watch the last 10 minutes of the movie. I want to see the whole movie, I want to be a part of the whole thing. So, and I put straight shooter at 3 because again, I feel like those are good. That's a good yin and yang. That's an equal balance there.
All right. Yeah, and I got the same thing, straight shooter at 3.
Okay.
Okay, the next one, we're not talking 50 Shades of Grey here. We're talking a little physical, a hair pull, a spank, holding wrists, little bites, just a little bit more physical than the normal. Not normal. I don't want to use that word. The baseline.
Gotcha. I'll jump out here and put that at number 11 because I can't put it at 12.
All right. I'm going at 7 here.
Okay.
Let's see. What am I writing down here?
You like having your hair pulled?
A little.
Okay. All right. That's a good point.
That's why I don't get haircuts as often.
Yeah, I feel like this is a big one with the ladies. I don't know. Again, this is I feel like I've learned this in the last couple of years that a lot of ladies like this, a lot more than I thought would have. I should put it that way.
Yeah, I'm not like whips and chains or anything, but
No.
Rihanna is. She wrote a whole song about it.
Right, tiny stuff.
There.
Mountaintops wants me to say it again. So a little physical, a hair pull, a spank, holding wrists, little bites, a little bit more physical than the baseline.
Don't be perverted, Mountaintops. I think Mountaintops is just trying to get you to say it again. Yeah.
All right. Play it back at my my congressional hearing. You got it.
Boy. Oh, geez.
All right. Next up, this one, you aim to please. You view sex as a place to show how you shine.
Aw.
Big giver.
I have a problem with this. The first sentence you read was very shiny and happy, and then the second part it was you selfish prick, like because it's all about you.
Oh, no,
What are you
no, it's
talking
more the
about?
idea of that you want to. You're a giver.
Oh no, but
Spirit.
you're the star in the thing. I feel like that's more negative than I would originally put
I
this.
think it's more the idea that
You're there to please.
you wanna,
Mm.
you wanna show exactly how great you can make it.
I'm gonna put that at number 1 because I'm starting.
Hey, that's where I put it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Pack of two liberal pussies here, Frank. Jesus Christ! You're trying to defend the stereotype against Janine. We're just walking into it.
That's funny. Hey, we're generous people. What do you want?
Yeah, no, for me, it's like it's a necessity. I can't. I don't enjoy it without that element to it. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, oh my God! Don't look now. We got just 3 left.
Oh my God. All right. So I have 5, 11, and 12 open.
Okay, next up is like comfy sex. Not a big fan of places that are not comfortable or are too risky. You're like a lot of pillows, a lot of blankets. Very
See,
nice.
again, this is a contradiction. Because the risky places I would put high, but the comfortable thing is a big deal. My knees start to hurt nowadays. So it's like, you know, I mean, that's a bit much. I don't like to be uncomfortable.
I like to be comfortable. I put it at 5.
Comfortability is a big deal. I'm going to put it at 5 too.
Yeah, got to be comfortable.
Yeah, I always feel bad. In fact, I like you see porn and they're like on like they're like a railroad track or some weird fucking boulders. And I'm not this. How could this isn't good? You can't be having fun.
How was this comfortable?
That was comfortable for you, you know. I never got that.
No.
Yeah, no. Or public bathroom sex. I mean, I get you're horny, but Jesus Christ, I mean,
gross.
Fuck, disgusting.
Gross. Just the smell alone.
Yeah, who can get turned on? It's piss in there no matter what, no matter how much you clean it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, last 2.
Okay.
Okay, the penultimate is, let's be honest, a little selfish.
Yeah, I put that at 12.
I gotta go 10 because it's the lowest I can go. Although, if I'm being totally honest, there are times where it is nice if it's just okay. This one's for me. This one's one of mine. You know.
So you're a selfish prick.
No. Because it's always great the other way around. But sometimes it's like, you know, sometimes there's those moments where you can just see the stress in your partner, and you can just be like, hey, this one's on me. You know.
This one's on me.
You know, just relax. Don't worry about it. You know, and you can just do your thing and make their day better. You know, that's a good thing. I like it. I like to do it. I also like to, get it that way. So I'm going to put that at, I'm okay with my 10.
Okay. Very good.
I don't know if I was talking for too long there. Sounded like a little bit at the end. Where did you put this one? 12?
12. Yep.
Okay.
I have 11 open now. What's yours?
6.
6. Okay.
And the last one is, do you like talking? Dirty talk, phone sex. Do you like to hear the talking?
Not a big talker. I'm not a big. That fits. I think that fits in at 11.
Put dirty talker at 6. I'm comfortable with it. I'm not a big one either, and I have a big problem with this because then I start writing in my head, like I start writing lines and then deciding which one's the better line, and then I take the first part of this line and change it with the last part of the other. So it's a whole nightmare. Then You can
You
get
mean
lost.
the panties your mother laid out for you?
But I will say, I don't know if this is dirty talk, because like dirty talk like that, like again, it's a fine line. I hear shit like that and I'm just laughing hysterical. But certain dirty talk, like certain little things, not necessarily role playing things, but like little things could be kind of like, holy shit, really? That kind of stuff.
So are you happy with your list?
Yes, I am happy with the list. Yeah, I think it's a good list. I got venue switch up. So what I was protecting from, because I was like, I don't know if this would be a thing, but to me, what I would put number one, surprise, happy time. That is the best. When you don't expect it or you didn't see it coming and all of a sudden, bam, it's there for you. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
Okay.
That to me, there's nothing better than, this is happening. This is like it's wonderful.
So spontaneous.
There's no thought. You don't have to worry. There's no anxiety building of like, I got to perform later. It's nice. You're in the game before you know it. And it's a good thing. So that's what I thought of when venue switch came up, because if you have a venue switch, it could mean, this changed a little bit here,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you happy with your list?
I would move. Let's see. I'm okay with it, with most of it. I think I would move maybe a little physical. I got it at 7. I'd probably maybe move that down a little bit, because I'm not talking, like you said, not 50 Shades of Grey or anything like that. But I'd move that down just a smidge. But other than that, I'd move that down to like 9 or something. But other than that, I think I'm good. Giver 1, Senses 2, Straightforward 3, Seduction 4, Comfy 5, Open-Minded 6, Little Physical 7, which I would move down a little bit, 8, Anywhere But Bed, 9, Effort, 10, Fantasy, 11, Talking, 12, Selfish.
Nice. Aaron, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say I had this friend that she used to always ask her husband to get something. And then when he came back, she'd be naked and be like, it's time. And he just remembered the first time that he went and got something and she came back and she was clothed and she was like, oh, no, I just really needed that thing. I always thought that was really funny. Okay, so we can do the signs now if you want, real quick.
Yeah.
Do we want? Neil's already guessing in the chat. He's already got a guess going.
Neil's really good at that. I can't see, but what do you say?
Sagittarius is 1 again, is according to Neil.
Don't tip it.
Well, what's 1? What's your 1, Neil?
Yeah, Neil, what's your 1?
Oh, good point. All right, well, again, you explain it. We'll match it up.
Yeah,
okay.
Everybody's 1 is different. Here we go.
The straight shooter, to the point, doesn't need seduction, wine, or the perfect place, tends to be Aries. Likes to incorporate all the senses. The incense, the lights, is Taurus. Lots of imagination with the fantasies that you're somewhere else, another time period, or even different people, tends to be Pisces. Anywhere but the bed is Aquarius. Liking the tried and true, you know what you like and are not really about experimentation, Capricorn. Let's see if you was it Neil was right. The opposite, likes to try whatever they read or see in a movie, anything new, is Sagittarius.
That's the effort one, I think, right?
Effort, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Seduction and foreplay are a must for Scorpio. Ironically, the little physical hair pull, spank, holding wrists, little bites is Libra, which is apparently not Frank's thing at all. The one that aims to please is Virgo. The selfish is Leo. Comfy sex is Cancer. And Gemini is dirty talk. I want to thank everybody for being so accepting. This one was a little blue, but I thought, what the heck? It's been a long week for a lot of people, so let's have a little fun.
It's Friday, baby.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone had fun. Have a great weekend, everyone. Try some of these things if you feel like it. Bye.
That's Erin C., everybody. She's got a book, Frankie C. Tell them about the book.
Oh, it's an amazing book. It's called Oval. It's a wonderful read. I highly recommend it. Written by Erin. and it's available on Amazon. The link is in the description below. You could download a copy as well if you like, or you could buy the physical copy that Anthony's holding up right there. It's an amazing book, and you're going to enjoy reading it. Written by Aaron, highly recommended. Go pick it up today.
Show me potato salad.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. There we go.
Someone serve a chef potato salad.
You're ordering Oval? Chef recommends.
Chef recommends.
Just the way that you said that reminded me of that. All right, good show, Frankie. See, that's a good. I couldn't believe she went back to the well again and then brought in the spicy angle. What a move!
That's a fun one. I like visiting the signs stuff because it's always fascinating.
Yes, it is, and it's because it's at a little nugget of and here's the link between what your sign is linked to. Yeah, it's really good.
Wow, good stuff.
Very, very fun. All right, everybody, enjoy yourselves a wonderful little weekend. We're back with you again all next week. By the way, Frankie, we got to talk about this. Halfway to a 420 show. Could we have that in our near future?
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Big idea. Big idea. All right, we're back really soon. See you guys.
Show me potato salad.
Garth.